Hi. There we go. My mic seems to be working now. Hello. Welcome. Welcome to Infodumping with my friends. And, I know I need to change the title on Twitch, but I cannot because for some reason I cannot log on to Twitch on Google Chrome. So, anyway, welcome to Infodumping with my friends, episode 5. Why don't I have my guests introduce themselves?
Howdy hey! I am Breeze, right, also known as MaskedMewtwo on Twitter and Ko-Fi. I am a freelance artist, character designer, graphic designer, all that jazz. I also have an Etsy store where I make acrylic stands for characters where the merch is not sold, right, in a place where I can access it. Art out of spite, that's the best kind there is. And more importantly, I am I am a scholar of the First Church of Miku. Right?
Speaking of Miku, that's our topic for today, right, Vocaloid?
That's right. I have a Google slide.
Alrighty then. I'm gonna let the commission info finish playing before we officially get started.
Yippity skippity.
And so, take it away.
Okay. Here we go. Oh wait, no, that's just the Twitch chat. Oh, whoops. Hang on.
Whoopsie doodle.
Wouldn't be a stream without scuff.
Without scuff, yeah.
Without scuff, no, it would not. Let's put this into slideshow mode. Welcome to class, everyone. Today we're going to be learning about Vocaloid, vocal synths, the culture around it, why you should accept Hatsune Miku as your Lord and Savior. Right, Chapter 1, Miku. As you can see, Miku is everywhere. Even if you have no idea what the fuck a Vocaloid is, even if you have no idea what anime is, you've seen her somewhere. You have already seen this bitch. You already know this bitch. But how do you know this bitch?
As the creator of Minecraft.
Exactly. As the creator of Minecraft. As the author of the Harry Potter series. As the person who wrote the Bible. Right, we all know Miku. You might have seen her in concert clips. Right, you might have seen her in game footage. Ignore the blur, we roll.
Right, hang on, you might have seen her screen sharing the slideshow.
Am I screen sharing? Am I screen sharing? Yes.
Okay, in that case, let me try to see if I can.
Oh shoot, is it not screen sharing?
No, it is. I am just trying. I just want to see if I am able to actually...
Oh, an ad.
Yes.
Oh dear. There is nothing professional about this. There is only chaos and Miku.
We are all professional.
We are so professional, it's insane.
Okay.
We are professors of professional. It's great.
Okay. Well, now you guys know what my Discord looks like.
Y'all
Yippee! See what Discord servers I am in. Hooray. No, that's not what I wanted.
Alright, thankfully it's still in an ad, so I hope not. If that's part of the VOD, oh no. Oh. We can always just clip it from the VOD, it'll be alright. Of course you do, Kat. We are here.
Hi.
Art out of spite. That sums up Breeze's artistic process better than I could. Thank you. I'm so glad you think so.
Okay, I cannot. The screen share from the Discord will not pop up.
Oh no. Hang on. A lot of this is visual aid based. Oh dear. Oh no.
I mean, I am not able to, won't be able to see it on the stream itself. The only thing that will happen, the only thing we can actually see the screen share is if you actually share the Google Slides with me, and then I'd be able to stream
absolutely.
It, and then I'd be able to do it from there.
Oh yeah, I can absolutely do that. Restricted anyone with the link. Here is the link.
Thank you for preventing me from doxing myself.
Yeah, no worries.
Alright, so yeah.
Alright, doxing is not cool. Sonic says doxing's not cool. Yeah.
That's no good.
There you go.
Sonic says, do not dox your friends.
Exactly. Thanks, Sonic.
Okay, let us Oops.
Alright, do you see it?
I see it. Start from the beginning.
Okay. Alright, welcome to class, everyone.
Welcome. Now to let me actually screen share you.
Hooray. Alright, okay. Chapter 1, Miku. Fun fact, this is deadass my Google, or this is quite literally my Google background.
Oh.
Right. Now, we already, right, like, there's a good chance, right, like, the place you know where to start with Vocaloid is Miku. Right? Even if you don't know what Vocaloid is, you know this bitch. Even if you have never seen an anime in your life, you have probably seen this bitch before. But why do you know this bitch? Let's find out. Right? You might have seen clips from her in concert, right? Right, while the songs are digital, right, there is live music with a real hologram of Miku, right? Because she's beautiful and she's a goddess like that. You might have seen games. I apologize that this is so blurry. It's of the devil, right? Because Google's compression system is of the devil. You might have seen her on my shelf. Fun fact: which of these, right, has a place in my home? Trick question. It's both of them. She has consumed. Send help. She has been in a multitude of crossovers, right, throughout games. She has appeared in Sonic media. She has appeared in Taiko no Tatsujin. She has appeared as a skin in Mabinogi, that, right, MMO you played in the 8th grade when you first got a computer that could run it. Right, she has appeared in collaborations with, right, 7-Eleven. She has appeared in Pokemon crossovers with Project Voltage. She has appeared in, right, your favorite waifu game, right, Persona 4, Your Mother's Divorce. She has appeared in some of your favorite anime, up to and including Sayonara Zatsuba Sensei. Right, like Dropkick on My Devil, Lucky Star, that one train anime that's like Transformers for kids. There is an appearance of her in fucking Hell of a Boss as a little bunny. As you can see here. Hang on, I'm on the wrong slide. Right. You can find her near. You can find her far. You can put her on your car. Right. On your wall or in the tub. You can even find her on the Amazon. You can find her on Amazon. But now that we know Miku, what is a Vocaloid? Let's learn. Vocaloid is essentially a singing synthesizer product that allows, right, you can use in MIDI programs to input music, pitch tuning, lyrics to create musical scripts.
Okay, for some reason, when I try to do the slideshow, it keeps going back to this slide in particular.
Which one?
The anime slide.
Oh, okay, hang on. I can fix it.
It is glitching, like, I don't know why it is giving me control over the slideshow.
I don't know.
Okay, come on. Anyway, I think in this case, probably just tell me what slides to do.
Okay.
Just tell me when to go to the next slide.
All right. So for that whole thing, like you can just skip from slide 9 to slide 15.
Slide 15. Is that the one with the Hatsune Miku and the magnifying glass?
Yes. Or no, that's the one before that.
Okay, let's go.
With the Miku skeleton. All right. Essentially, think of Vocaloid as just a synthesized instrument in a way. It's really right. But how did the characters come to be? Very simple. They're mascots. They were mascots that were essentially made to somewhat resemble the voice providers for those who decided to put their name on the product. Or just mascots for the product in general. In other words, right, for example, Miku is voiced by Fujita Saki, right, who is a veteran anime seiyuu. Right, she was illustrated by by producer K, basically with the intention to resemble both a schoolgirl and a pop star. And after that, it was overnight success, love at first sight on the internet. People adored her when she debuted in 2007, and she has been loved ever since. But is that the start of the story? No! As you can see, Miku with the magnifying glass. Right, we're gonna learn where she came from. We're gonna learn the origins.
All right.
Next slide. Ignore the fact that Miku is pictured with Jesus, because they are the same person. Next slide.
All right.
So you'd think, based on the little number 1 on her shoulder, that she is the first Vocaloid, when she is not, in fact. Right, she's not even the first Vocaloid produced by Yamaha or Krypton, which are the companies that made her. Those would be Mako and Kaito, right, who were the first Japanese voice banks made under the Vocaloid software ever. But they aren't even the start of it. That would go to these two voice banks, Leon and Lola. They were originally made in 2004 by the company Zero G, with the intention of being used for soul vocalists. It was essentially made to be the same thing as a drum machine or something. It was made specifically for music production with no mascotification in mind. They had no idea what Krypton would be cooking up 3 years later. And it doesn't even start there. Right, there are existing clips of people trying to make a computer-synthesized voice as far back as 1961 on an IBM 7094.
All
right,
Isabel?
all right. Now that we've established that, all right, skip a couple slides ahead. We are going to talk a little bit about the fluid canon of Vocaloids, right, and how that contributed to their popularity. So you know how we mentioned. Right, you know how we talked about how they're essentially mascots, and they don't really have any set canon, per se? Miku's design, for example, is supposed to be based off of, a 16-year-old girl with a pop star aesthetic, but, right, after all, her voice bank is an instrument. It is a tool for musical creation. Therefore, you can do anything with her. Right, there is you could literally make her anything. In theory, a Vocaloid can be anything. Every interpretation of Miku can be entirely different with personal details that suit the producer. I don't know which slide you're on, Clay.
Different interpretations?
Yep, okay. Just double checking. Alright, you can make her, or give her her own little details anywhere. Alright, these little creatures that are for sure not Miku, but maybe they are. Alright, there is a trend on the internet of making your own little Miku Sona, and that's just the spirit of the beast. That's just the nature of it. Right, you don't even have to have her be human, as shown by this artwork by Kikuo. You don't even have to make her look like Miku in this artwork by 40MP. At the end of the day, right, at the end of the day, they are a vessel for art, and I think that's part of where the magic comes from. Right? Vocaloid is not just a fandom, right? Like, and that's how the fandom exploded. It's in the same vein as like Toho or Homestuck, where you can know just as much from like the fanon on the internet than you do from actually knowing the canon material. And that's crazy because with Vocaloid in particular, there is no canon material. Right. And people have been able to take this even further by creating their own song series, such as the producer Mothi, who created a series of interconnected stories told through songs, right, with the Avilius Chronicles, or Gene, who did the same thing with his series Macaco City Actors, which actually got its own anime.
Cool.
It wasn't very good. I don't want to talk about it. Right. There are even fan interpretations of different Vocaloids, right? Like, of Vocaloids. For example, this blonde girl over here, Akita Neru, is supposed to be a counterpart to Miku. Right? This little squiddy octopus girl here is Takoluka. I went back. Hang on.
It's okay.
Right? Like, counterpart to Luca. These are gender-bent versions of Rin and Len, who are meant to be gender-bents of each other. And don't even get me started on all of the weird Kaito sibling counterpart thingies. Right. And after that, it was open season for the fandom. They broke containment and found their way everywhere. Right. Right. For starters, you definitely have like major Vocaloid producers, Michi M, who is also a DJ and producer for several idol groups across Japan, Oster Project, who is a Vocaloid producer and music producer and VTuber in her own right, Deco Nina, who second verse same as the first, right, Wawaka, who created the musical group Hitorie, right, Kira P, who is both a DJ and a music producer for like several VTubers such as Kiara from HoloLive, as well as Lucy, also known as Creepy, who is a well-known DJ in the US. Right. Because of her popularity as a mascot, right? Like, I'm gonna use Miku as an example, even though like every Vocaloid has their own like specific canon.
Mm-hmm.
Right, she's inspired, right, it's not just about songs anymore. She's inspired fan fiction, fan art, famous artists you probably had no idea, right, there are famous artists out there you probably had no idea have drawn Miku in the past, right? For example, this is by Hiro Mashima, the creator of Fairy Tail, and this is by famous YouTube. Yep. And this is by famous YouTuber personality Jinja Ninja, also known as Actually Ray, also known as Jinja Ninja OO.
Oh, cool.
I think I said that the first time.
I think you did.
Right, there's fan games. There's fan games. There's even fan concerts out there. Like, and there's people innovating even beyond that. You remember the show Bee and Puppy Cat, right?
So that would be this next slide then?
Yes. Like, Puppy Cat's voice is provided by a Vocaloid.
Dang.
There are even people who put on Vocaloid concerts on their own, creating 3D models and doing choreography and doing lighting setups. It's all very harmonious and fun, and it's kind of inspirational. Like, and then there's the highest form of art to come out of Vocaloid culture: the fan Twitter accounts. I didn't know where else to put this, but there's a bit of a community on both Twitter and I think Tumblr of either role-playing as or making stan accounts for Vocaloids. I just brought it up because this is one I'm a part of with with dear friend Kitty Gemma. Right, there's Silly Lily, there's Stan Mako, there was the that one Miku account that is no longer in service. that created the Miku created Minecraft meme. In addition, there's also you've heard of Vocaloids now. Do you think you have a good idea of like what a Vocaloid can be?
I think I do, but I think the answer is going to be no.
Kind of. So we say Vocaloid, but there's also a bunch of other different softwares that vocal synths can be made on. For example, there's Chevio with with voice banks such as Kafu, pictured here, Sato Sarasa, Haru, and Sakai. There is SynthV with Solaria, pictured here, Rose, Eleanor Forte, and Anre. Right. Basically, a lot of them are kind of interchangeable with the exception that they're just made by different companies or they have slightly different tuning inputs. Right, with the only major exception being Utao with Kasane Teto. Now you might be asking yourself, wait, what's Utao? Right, the major difference between Utao and other vocal synth banks is that it's like Vocaloid is entirely free to download, and literally anyone can make a voice bank on it. You can use your own voice, you can make your own mascot for them, or you can use it for evil. Yes, there is a SpongeBob voice bank. Yes, there is a Sonic one. Yes, there is a fucking Baldi's Basics voice bank.
Huh.
Yeah!
You had a new towel once, it says?
Like, here's the right, there's also such thing as the basically Utao has a lot of like interesting aspects to it, but it kind of has always, at least a little bit on the internet, had its root in trolling.
Uh-oh.
In the sense that these are the Viperloids, including Kasane Teto. They were basically voice banks created and put on the internet with the intention of tricking the internet into thinking they were real Vocaloids.
Wow.
Right, and that was kind of their marketing strategy, and that's kind of how they exploded. And some of them, you can tell, are a little weirder than others. Teto is one of them. This is Nabine Ritsu. His gimmick is that he likes bullying people. He is a robot who weighs 18 tons with nuclear missiles in his dress, and he likes North Korea.
I see, and I think I might be on the last slide, because I'm not letting me progress.
Oh, shoot. Hang on. I'm currently on slide 32.
It looks like there's a missing no on the page. Yeah, I am currently on 32 as well.
Alright, okay. Right. Literally anyone can make an Utao. I even made an Utao once, and you can download her nowhere, ever. She's gone. This represents her. She was bad. I made her when I was in high school. I put a lot of work into her. She sounded like real bad poo-poo. So she has been discontinued. She is gone forever. She will never see the light of day. Goodbye.
I would say too bad, but sometimes
maybe I'll
need to be scrapped.
Yeah, maybe I'll do something with her in the future, but her voice bank is not coming back. No way. I did like her. I even tried to like find a little bit of some like scrap drawings I had of her, but she's gone. She gone.
She been gone.
She been gone. Right. Now that we're getting a little bit sidetracked though. We've learned a little bit about some other softwares. So now I'm gonna show you some other Vocaloids. I didn't access this. Hang on, I have a different slideshow I need to show you.
Oh no. Okay.
No, don't worry, I'll share it. Hang on. Oh boy. Here we go. Oh, that's not the right one. Hang on. God damn it. Oh, what a disaster. There we go.
Yay.
now we have another slideshow.
2 slideshows. Let's kill the screen capture for now.
Okay.
View only.
Dual wielding slideshows, agreed.
Dual wielding slideshows. Hello. She's waiting in the dark web, ready revenge. Okay. So,
okay, we are learning.
We are in learning.
We are so in learning right now. It's great.
Okay, let's hope this is more successful. Again, just tell me when to go to the next slide.
All right. We are on slide 1 for now. So, one thing you need to learn about Miku is that Miku has friends. Yay! In her games, or like in many like Vocaloid games or just media in general, there are other Vocaloids that she's featured with. We're going to learn about some of them. Starting with the Kagamines. These are 2 Vocaloids voiced by the exact same person, that being Asami Shimoda. Right. They are basically drawn as like mirror counterparts to one another, right? Like one being more femme presenting, one being more masc presenting, with voice banks that match that, but they're again voiced by the same person. In spite of being like identical and having the last name, they don't act like, because the canon with Vocaloid is very, very loose. They don't really have a canon relationship to one another. In spite of that, a lot of people have a tendency to headcanon them as either siblings or lovers. Right, because, you know, they have voice banks that complement one another. Okay, next slide. This one is Kagamine Rin. She is the femme vocal Kagamine. She's often portrayed in the fandom as a very, like, gremlin core, like, just mischievous little child, which is very fun. Some popular songs that use her include Kokoro by Chorabaruta P, Meltdown by Iroha, Angelfish by Rem, and Melancholic by Junkie. Next slide. So this is Len. He is the mask vocal. He's, at least nowadays, often portrayed in fandom as like an older brother figure. Asterisk with an asterisk. I will say that much. So what, you know what, right? A lot of like Vocaloid fanon and internet projects started out in around 2007, and there's definitely some of it that's a little bit dated, I have to say. So one of the things that was pretty popular to portray him as, when he is not being like a brother figure, just annoying brother, is to make him either a horny teenager or a fuckboy. How you got that out of this design, how anybody got that out of this design of little baby is beyond me. Yeah, it's concerning. It's just it is not my thing. I'm not gonna go out of my way to say it's like cancel worthy, entirely problematic. It is questionable. It's a little concerning. We're gonna move on from that. Some popular songs using him include Fireflower by Halayoshi, Daporak by Neru, Butterfly on Your Right Shoulder by Nori P, and Plus Boy by Giga, which is that's one of the Len songs. Yeah. Next slide. This, right, what do you think of this one, Venus?
She's cute.
Yep, this is Megarine Luca. She is voiced by Yu Asakawa. One of the cool things about Luca's voice bank in general is that originally she and Miku, when they were being conceptualized, were like switched around. Like originally Miku was going to be voiced by Yu Asakawa. Right, Luca was going to be voiced by Fujita Saki. It was very early development stuff, but originally one of the reasons why they chose that was because they wanted to make her a bilingual Vocaloid, and that's one of the cool gimmicks with her with an V2 voice bank, is that she is fluent in both Japanese and English, and it's easier to tune her in English, right? Mm-hmm. Given that, like, the original, like, Vocaloid voice banks for Miku, Rin, and Len had, like, kind of, like, thicker accents, and it was a little bit harder to get them to sing in English, with, like, basically trying to, like, play around with the phonetics.
I see.
And Luca was marketed with that in mind. Okay. She's often interpreted as very, like, cool, calm, and collected. You might notice that she has, like, two different designs. This is her original design with a little, like, a split skirt thing. This is her V4 design. I should mention that they have different, like, plugins, and they're usually referred to with, like, updated with, like, V2, V3, V4, that kind of thing. And this is the V4 design, which looks very different. Some popular songs, right, including her, include No Logic by Jimmy Thumb P, Just Be Friends by Dixie Flatline, Lie by Circus P, and Luca Luca Night Fever by Samfrey, who is sadly no longer with us. Next slide.
Got it.
Yep. This is Miko. So you know how I mentioned Miku was not the first Japanese voice bank?
She is? Mako?
Yeah, that honor goes to our Lord and Savior, Miss Mako. We love her. She's wonderful. She is voiced by Haigo Mako. Alright, some popular songs by her include Nostalgic by Yukis, Change Me by Shu T, Kawase Kawase by ELVN, and Afterburner by Hal. Originally, she and the Vocaloid Kaito were made as sort of counterparts to one another. Alright, she's often portrayed as being both motherly and being very easily fired up and, like, energized. Like, and she has a voice bank that reflects that. I didn't know where else to include it, but there is a specific costume of her right over here for the music video for Nostalgic, which has this, the booby belt. Literally just open chest with just a leather belt covering the nips. And I didn't know where else.
The one in blue?
Yeah, that's the one in blue, and I didn't know where else to include it, but I had to put it in anyway because it was a cultural reset.
Huh.
Life changed that day. The world thrived. Culture, like, thrived. We owe that all to her. Next slide.
Okay.
Oh god. I screwed something up. Hang on.
What?
Oh, nothing. I noticed he had missing.
Uh-oh.
Is that supposed to look like that? Oh god. So this is Kaito. He is the first male Japanese voice bank. In a lot of, like, current media, he's usually portrayed as very sweet and wholesome and good-natured. He also has two major designs like Luca. He has this one that is closer to his original box art, and this one with the Seto Kaiba cloak and the boots and the longer scarf. And no head.
And no head.
And no head.
And with his head cut off, like...
Your head cut off.
Who made that design choice, Henry VIII?
Good lord. In older media, he's also kind of victim to the portrayed as both really stupid and also, like, a bit of a perv. Because haha, Japanese internet in the 2000s and the 90s. He is voiced by Naoto Fuga, who has made it very clear on social media, and he adores Kaito. He considers Kaito his magnum opus, his son. He has a whole bunch of merch of him all throughout his house. He dyed his hair blue to reflect, right, his son. He adores Kaito, and I think that is the most wholesome thing ever.
Aw.
He's just a sweet old man, and we love him. We love Vocaloid Grandpa.
Yay. Next slide?
Oh no, I had a little bit more to say.
Oops, sorry, going back.
No, you're fine, honey. You're good.
By the way, I love all these Vocaloids are color-coded.
Oh yeah, the slides were color-coded by me.
Nice.
Right. He is also notable in being one of Baby Breeze's, Tween Breeze's first anime crush. Not in the sense that I had never had a crush on a male character in the past. It was just a specific thing of there was like a period throughout like pre-adolescence to adolescence where I was like, wow, I don't think anyone's attractive. I wonder if I'm like ace or something. And then I saw this character and I just latched onto him. I'm like, yes, this is what a man is to me. Just this is masculinity. Peak masculinity. And whenever anyone asked what kind of man I liked, I would just answer him. Just he, him.
He, him.
He, him. Popular songs featuring him include Cantarella by White Flame, Flower Tale by Yukis, Rainy Snowdrop by Rienji, and Panagiriya by Shinjopi. Next we have Gumi. So there's a bit of a story with Gumi here, who's also a little bit cropped. We're gonna ignore that. You'd think that Miku would have the most, like, different, like, voice bank plugins out of any Vocaloid. She doesn't. That's Gumi here. She is voiced by Nakajima Megami, which fellow weebs might remember is the voice actress for Ranka Lee from Macross.
Huh.
Which partially contributed to her design and also her, like, insane popularity. Like, she just had a very good quality voice bank for the time. Her VA's popularity definitely contributed to that. In addition, she got a very early English voice bank, right, which was basically, like, really revolutionary for the time. And as a result, it led to a huge boom in popularity for, like, English song Vocaloid producers. So, in a way, she's kind of a revolutionary. Alright, popular include Coward Mont Blanc by Deco Nina, Yume Chizu by 40MP, Copycat by Circus, and Echo by Crusher, both of which contributed very heavily to the angsty AMV fandom, and also the Gacha Life music video recreators fandom.
Huh.
Basically, if you've seen an MMD of, like, literally anything, like, featuring someone's, like, edgy OCs, it probably uses either that, right, Copycat or Echo.
Ah.
Iconic in that regard. Next slide. This is Gakubo. He is one of the others that was, like, insanely popular in the early Vocaloid fandom. His voice bank was actually released a little bit before Luca's was. And oftentimes when people, like, made art of, like, all the popular Vocaloids, before Luca was a thing, it was, instead of it being, right, the Kagamines, Miku, Kaito, and Mako, and Luca, they would include Gakupo instead.
I see.
Even though he was made by a different company. He is also the holy trinity of portrayed as weird, horny man. Right, I promise this is the last one, don't worry about it.
I hope so.
Yeah, his voice is provided by famous singer Gokt of the visual K band Malice Miser, which was iconic for the industry, and now he's iconic for being kind of a terrible person who fled the country for tax evasion reasons.
Tax evasion?
So we're probably not... So we're probably not getting an update of his voice bank anytime soon. Oh well. Popular songs by him include Dancing Samurai by Kanemiso P, Under the Blue by Mine K, The Madness of Duke Venomania in the Ivilius Chronicle series by Mafi, and Artemis by Naoki. I also made an acrylic stand of him. He is part of my Making Art Out of Spite series because the internet merch site is a big stinky poo-poo butt who refuses to ship to the US and will not allow people to sell them secondhand. So I'm like, fine, if you won't let me have anything featuring Gakapa on my shelf, I'll just have to make it. I'll make my own merch with blackjack and hookers.
Okay.
Next slide. This is Ia. Now, Ia came into the scene significantly after the previous 8 that I mentioned. Right, she was released around 2012, 2013. She's a voice bank that is frequently used in, like, EDM and, like, nightcore stuff. Her voice is also provided by the singer-songwriter Leah. Alright, very popular in the anti-song community, did the songs for Angel Beats, for Sword Art Online, etc., etc. She also has a Chevio and a Synth V voice bank. She is a real crossover girly. Popular songs by her include Setsuna Drive by Yoshimitsu Taki, See the Lights by STY, and also Yuki, Intergalactia by Kita, and she is the lead vocalist for the Headphone Actor series, Makaku City Actor, song series by Jean. Huh. She also is, like, gotten a lot of promotion from her own company, which a lot of companies who make Vocaloids her own rhythm game series, and they regularly put on concerts with her. Although they're a little bit different than the ones put on by, say, Krypton or by Sega. Mm. The other thing I wanted to bring up with her, just because I thought it was really silly, is the Forever 21 controversy. Like you've been to Forever 21. The Forever 20. I swear I'm going somewhere with this. So, you've been to Forever 21, right?
I have.
You know how some of in recent years, some of their clothes have been kind of like Shein-y in quality?
Oh. That's
what
happened to them? Damn it.
Yep. So, one of the more egregious examples is this shirt right here that appeared on their store webpage that features stolen fan art of Ia and does not actually, indicate that it's anything to do with her. And First Place, the company that produces Ia, got very upsetty spaghetti about this, and there was nearly a lawsuit, etc., etc. A bunch of people got fired.
Good.
Yeah. So, yeah, footnote on history. And here we have some other Vocaloids that I don't have as much to say about them. I just put them on the screen for you to want to look at, hopefully.
Okay.
This is Hiyama Kiyoteru. He and the other Vocaloid, Kaiyuki, were counterparts that were based off of a student and teacher. Not in a weird way. Not in a weird way. He is voiced by Hiyama Kiyoshi, and he has 3 separate designs across his different voice banks. He also has, weirdly elaborate lore. There's a really tiny, in his V4, the box art for the box that comes with his V4 voice bank comes with, a mini light novel about him.
Huh.
Yeah, he... How do I put this? Good God. So he was born and raised by a Catholic priest and is part of a rock band on the side called Ice Mountain with 2 other named members, while also being a substitute teacher.
Okay.
and how Yuki is a child that is his neighbor and who gives singing lessons sometimes.
But only sometimes.
Only sometimes. Because he's got his own life going on. I was gonna say, we have just regular middle-aged man, regular child, and we have this. Good God.
Ah, come on. There we go.
They cooked with this. Oh my God. Like, damn. So this is Yuki, the counterpart in question. She is the student counterpart to the student and teacher voice banks. Right, she was voiced by a real, actual 9-year-old child. Her voice is actually, like, really husky and breathy, and, like, there's a bit of a funny story to that. So, like, in spite of the fact that she was voiced by a real child who has been, kept anonymous because, you know, child, for the sake of her own privacy.
Mm-hmm.
The reason her voice sounds like that is because she had a really bad cold when they needed to do the recording.
Aww.
And they just decided, fuck it, it's fine.
And I'm pretty sure fans were very appropriate with this 9-year-old.
For the most part. However, like, so not in, like, anything, like, especially, like, gross or disgusting, but because she is a child with a slightly, like, haunting-sounding voice, she is often used in, like, either really creepy or messed up songs, or just straight-up song versions of creepypastas, like Rugrats Theory.
That's exactly what I was getting at. Totally
But
appropriate.
Yeah! It is unknown what the real child thinks of any of this. I don't even know if she remembers doing any of this. Who knows? Maybe it's for the best. But, like, she's also used in, like, other songs, like Lag Train, and the one with the girl with the recorder that became a meme on the internet last year.
Huh.
Right, this is SF82 Miki. She was made with, like, a cute little robot/android type appearance. She's very fluffy. She's voiced by Furukawa Miki, and she was originally developed as a counterpart to another Vocaloid by the name of Utsutane Pico. But there is an asterisk. So, what happened is they were developed by a completely different company than the one who bought Miki, that, it went bankrupt.
Uh-oh.
So, before either of them could even, like, reach, like, completion. So, the voice bank projects were basically sold off to 2 different companies, right, and marketed in completely different ways. AHS, which is the company that handles Miki, has been updating her from V2 to her V4 design, and she's apparently going to be getting a V6 update later this year.
Nice.
And then there's Pico. See, I don't say that with disrespect. I adore his design. He is this adorable little robot boy. He is voiced by the singer Pico. But Kiwon, which is the company that deals with him, has been not fabulous about, like, actually marketing or doing anything about him. And in 2019, they discontinued his V2.
Oof.
And I miss him. This is my son, you know? Like, this is my boy. This is my baby, and I miss him. But it's okay, because the fans treat him very well, and they care about him a lot. Still gets new songs to this day. Yeah. At least I know I'm not the only one who loves him. He's just a little guy, you know?
Just a little guy.
Just a little guy!
Ah, it's glitching again.
Oh shoot, okay, next slide.
There we go.
So, what do you think of this one? This is, Sweet Anne.
Huh. I am gay.
I love that! She was made originally with, like, a Bride of Frankenstein kind of motif, as you can see with her, like, original box art in the bottom left. what, flames of hell behind her. Love it. And this is the custom box art that was made for her release in Taiwan. And I think it's safe to say that like people like this one a little bit better.
Huh.
As you said, hi, I'm gay.
Yes.
Women. Star emoji, women, star emoji.
We love women here.
We sure do. We love women. She's voiced by the Australian singer and songwriter Jodie. So her VA was kind of kept anonymous for a really long time because she was like an earlier voice bank. For a long time it was theorized that her voice comes from as like a pun of the word Sweden. It is not.
Huh.
Because her voice actor is Australian.
Wow.
But I mean, hey, when you're clicking to straws, right, you gotta work with what you have. Also, I know we were just simping over her. I want to point out that the fabric around here is translucent, and you can see a little bit of a garter sock.
Yikes. Not yikes.
My goodness. Yeah, good yikes.
That is a good yikes, yes.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, next slide. So this is Lily. Lily is a very, like, punk aesthetic Vocaloid who is voiced by Yuri Masuda, used by the producers Nikki and Neru very often. Originally, a lot of the lore planned around her were based around Yuri Masuda's band Move, which was translated into her Vocaloid counterpart as Animove. You might know Move as the Initial D people. So, like, they're very fucking legit. And I don't really have that much to say about her because a lot of her, like, scrapped and stuff, except for the fact that she has a fun little Twitter account run by cherished mutual of mine, Lucy, who you can find in the link provided.
Okay.
By dear friend and cherished Twitter mutual, Lucy.
Aw.
Okay, next slide.
Okay.
Alright, so this is Nekomura Iruha. Anything in particular you notice about her design, Venus?
I see Hello Kitty.
Alright, that would be because she was actually initially made for
Sanrio?
Yeah, for Sanrio. And later on, she was made into an official Vocaloid voice bank and has just been marketed as a Sanrio mascot ever since then.
Wow.
Which is not something Sanrio does, like, often at all. Like, the most I think they've ever delved into, like, music production is, I don't know, Show by Rock.
Yeah. Suddenly, I'm reminded that Hello Kitty is not a cat. She is a human girl.
She is a British girl and a cat, right, who is pretending to be a cat.
I'm guessing this is who she is under the cat costume.
Maybe. That's a good handcanon. I like that. She has two major designs. This was her original V2, which had like more of, or V3, I guess, with more of a flat aesthetic.
Mm-hmm.
Like she looks very Mega Man-y. And this is her second design with a cute little dress.
Aw.
And other reason I love her in particular is she is voiced by a trans-masked singer by the name of Kyonosuke Yoshidate, who does a lot of Enka performances, who made a video on his own YouTube channel talking about going on HRT and coming out as trans and how that's affected his, I guess you could say, his position in the music industry and how it's affected his life. And in that, he made a special note to people who missed when he had a more feminine voice, telling them to go buy his Vocaloid. He essentially told them, fuck you, like, if you want it, here you... Right, I love her. She is, alright, basically, but, like, he has, like, a really good attitude about it, like, he sees her as kind of, like, a time capsule of an aspect of him that just doesn't really fit him anymore, and I think that's, like, a really cool perspective.
That is.
Next slide. So this is CU. Right, CU is actually made as a Korean voice bank. She was, in fact, the first Korean Vocaloid ever made.
Wow.
Yep, she was voiced by Dahi Kim by the group Glam, which I don't know who here is show of hands who here is a BTS fan.
Mm-mm.
Okay, I'm just checking the chat real quick.
You know what? I'll do the same.
Okay, show of hands, chat. Who here is a BTS fan? Okay, that's valid. I'm not a huge BTS fan, but I did learn about that. It stands for behind the scenes. That's what BTS is.
Yes.
So feral K-pop fans who will for sure kill me if I say anything negative, so I'm being very careful about what I say. You might know the name Glam because they're produced under the same they were under the same talent label as BTS at the time. Right, which leads to this picture in the center. Right, before BTS debuted as a group, they were featured, several members of BTS were featured as backup dancers for a concert that included both Glam members and CU. She was kind of used by them as like a bit of a mascot for a time.
Mm-hmm.
Until like a bit of a controversy around Dahi Kim. This is a little bit unfortunate, but it essentially at the time many of CU's voice banks and like promotional material were cancelled due to a controversy including actor Lee Byung-hun, who accused both her and a model named Lee Ji-yeon of blackmail. And that led to her facing prison time for a little bit. It led to her basically losing her label. But there's not a lot of like concrete information as to what actually happened. I believe she's gone to like sue the gentleman since then for like false accusations. We don't really know, but around the time afterwards, it led to her getting a V6 update, and she seems to be doing okay, and I guess that's swell.
Good for her.
K-pop fans, please don't kill me. I have babies to feed. The babies are my Tamagotchis, but that's beside the point.
And
anyway, next slide.
What happens when we don't feed our Tamagotchis?
Exactly. I can't have them run away. They need me. They can't survive on their own. So on the subject of child voice banks voiced by real children, this is Oliver. The difference between him and Yuki is that he is voiced by made as an English voice bank and voiced by a real British choir boy who has remained anonymous for privacy reasons, which is a good thing for sure. As you can see, he's got a lot of bandages around him. He's made by the company PowerFX alongside Sweet Anne. Right, as well. They have a bit of a gimmick with a lot of their voice banks where they look vaguely like monstrous, hence why he has a bunch of like bandages all over him. Right, as you can see, he also has a little American goldfinch right near him in this one image. That is he has a name. It's James.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good boy. Yeah. And I bring that up because I love birds. They make me very happy. He also has the same thing with Yuki where, haha, it's funny because we made a child sing, like, the creepy songs. For example, Secrets of Wisteria is a song loosely based around the real crimes of Albert Fish. Classy, guys. Classy. I mentioned Vocaloid was used to voice the character Puppy Cat.
Aw.
Well, that's this one. That's Oliver. And there's another interesting Bee and Puppy Cat connection that will be coming up soon, and we will get to it.
Aw.
This is Tianyi, the one in the center. Right? So in the same way that Siyu was the first Korean Vocaloid, Luo Tianyi was the first Chinese Vocaloid. She has a very different aesthetic to her. She's basically conceptualized around the idea of an angel sent from heaven to heal the world with songs, and it's very wholesome. She also has 5 other companions that were made by the same company, who are as followed. They are Yanhei, who is not pictured because I didn't have time to find a picture of her in time. We have Yuzheng Ling and Langya. We have Jiyu Moke, who is this little guy, and we have Mo Qingxian, because women. They also have their own set of games. They have a very short anime series of their own. They're insanely popular in China and Taiwan and other parts of the world. She has her own Nendroid figure. She is very well loved, and they even have their own concerts specifically in China and parts of Taiwan. Next slide. Into the slightly less wholesome, this is Mayu.
Marry me.
I know, right?
Give her red hair and she'd be perfect.
She's gorgeous. I love her. Her dress is amazing. She is voiced by Morinaga Mayumi. She's often characterized with a yandere in mind. She has a lot of songs that reflect that. One of the cute ways it manifests in see the little rabbit that she's holding?
Uh-huh.
In a lot of promotional material, she uses it's a microphone, as you can see, the top of it. So she holds it like a microphone by literally strangling the rabbit. It's great.
Aww.
She also has a little axe with a bow on it. Venus?
I see.
There we go. And also she is perfect because woman.
Mm-hmm.
Good God, I go feral for this design. She's amazing. That dress is iconic. Her little rainbow hair, just everything about her design is amazing to me.
Yeah.
I love her. Next slide. So in the subject of Vocaloids made for other languages, this is Micah. Also in the subject of women.
Yes.
She also has an alternate design that was made for more Castilian Spanish, which is ONA over here. I don't think this was ever made into an official voice bank. It was just kind of a concept art. I just thought it was neat.
Huh.
There was no reason for her design to go this hard. Literally no reason. She's perfect. Oh my god. Okay, next slide. This is Maknae Nana. The interesting thing about Nana in particular is that she is part of a series of Vocaloids, right, specifically made with Apple and Mac products in mind, because a lot of other voice banks are made with Windows, or made with Windows in mind. This was way back in the early days when Apple and Microsoft were way more segregated than they are currently.
Mm-hmm.
But they still have their own line. There is both versions of Coco. They are twin sisters, Nana Petite, Papa, and Sasayaki. And I just think her design is just the cutest. Oh my goodness. She's got a cute art style, and I like her a lot.
Yeah.
Next slide. Right, this is Flower. What do we think of Flower?
Very purple.
So you might notice a bit of a variety amongst the voice banks. She's voiced by an unrevealed VA, and each voice bank that right, with its own official like box art, has a very distinct look. Like this is the V3 look. This is the V4 look. It's cropped out, but on screen is her talk voice bank, which is made for like talking software instead of like singing, and a Chevio voice bank, which looks a little different. It's not my favorite, but I don't dislike it.
I see.
They're right, and they give like huge lack of gender binary vibes, and I'm very fond of that.
Yeah.
Also, Cruella de Vil hair.
Yes.
All right, next slide. So this is Ruby.
Whoa.
As you can see here, she is voiced by YouTube industry veteran Misha. And she was illustrated, right, she is that degree of separation connection I mentioned from Bee and Puppycat earlier, because Natasha Allegri was specifically selected by Misha to illustrate her box art, which you can see right here. This is Natasha Allegri's art. And this one too. She is also made by Power FX, but it was kind of a collaboration effort rather than made by Power FX, so she doesn't really share like the vaguely monster look that the other Power FX Lloyds have. But that's okay because she's pretty. There was a little bit of a weird thing with her when they did voice bank though, in that they didn't really have the art in mind, and Misha was brought. Basically, the name Ruby and the fact that they were making a voice bank with that name was chosen before Misha was selected to provide the voice bank. And they accidentally released this image, which you might notice has a distinct lack of melanin that Ruby has. And Misha was kind of upsetty spaghetti about this because she's Latina. She is not a white lady. But it's okay. They figured it out. It was all fixed. Nobody has to be upsetty spaghetti. It is all dealt with. It was just kind of a little bit of an oopsie on their part.
An oopsie doopsie poodle.
And a real oopsie doopsie.
Yes.
Okay, you ready for the next slide?
Yes.
Alright. This is Fukase. Right. Mm-hmm. So what do you think of this? What do you think of this boy, Venus?
It is a boy.
It sure is a boy. He is voiced by Satoshi Fukase of the group Sakai no Owari, right, which is a well-regarded band in Japan. His design was actually chosen in a fan contest by Fukase and other members of the band. He liked the creepy decomposing child look, and I like it too, I think. I think it's funny. He's really popular in the Ingloid community because of how, good his English voice bank is. He's also another Vocaloid I made a little acrylic stand of. He's just a little guy.
Yeah.
Okay, ready for the next slide?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is Hime and Mikoto. They were released in 2019, and something interesting about them is that they were among the first V5 Vocaloids made. They also do not have a canon age or gender, which is reflected in the fact that so a feature in some newer voice banks is having a gender factor, which basically allows you to do different forms of pitch bending, which also gives them insanely good range, especially for the time. And they also, their designs are both designed around Japanese oni, and also the spirit of plum flowers. I don't know. Mm-hmm. They also have these really cute official MMD models, which I kind of wish more Vocaloids would do. I think that's a really cute idea.
Yeah.
Hey, look at them! They're just little babies.
They are just little babies.
They're just little babies.
Excuse me.
You're excused. Okay, ready for the next slide? Got another one in there?
Yes.
Okay. And this is one of the newest voice banks. This is Pouta. Right, is featured here. Alright, and he's notable for being voiced by famous music producer Porter Robinson, also known as the Shelter Guy. So we have pretty much come a very long way in the world. So, to conclude, there is a huge fucking world to Vocaloid beyond Miku, beyond music even. And I think it's insane the level of, like, dedication, culture, and just phenomena around this fandom is. And I think that makes it really special.
Yeah.
Right. But that's enough from me.
That is... Wow.
Yeah?
There's more than just Hatsune Miku.
There is so much more than Miku. There is also chaos. There's also chaos. There is also carnage. Any in particular that you, like, really liked learning about today?
There are so many cute girls made on Vocaloid.
I know, right?
And, you said Ruby's Latina, right?
Yeah, she is Latina.
Yay.
Or she's voiced by Latina.
She's just like me, for real, for real.
I know, right? Right, in conclusion, Your Honor, women.
In conclusion, women.
Women.
We love them.
We sure do. Women are great. Right, that is all I had to say about that. Do you have any remarks you would like to make?
Other than what I have said before, no.
No worries, no worries.
Whew. So, I'm guessing we're all done for today?
I think so, yeah.
All
Oh, do you mind if I read a little bit from the chat real quick?
Oh, sure.
Alright, let's see some of my favorite highlights.
I've learned more about Vocaloid from you rambling about them on this stream than I have had in my entire life.
That amazes me. Also from my dear friend Red, women.
Women?
Women. Glitch text, women. Other great ones. What's BTS? Be careful, I don't want to... Right, I like having my social security number and bank information private.
Yeah. Okay, for some reason I'm only getting the YouTube chat on my end.
Okay, no worries.
OBS.
Oh, Streamlabs.
Oh well. At least you're letting me stream on Twitch again.
Yay. Yippee skippy.
Woohoo. And I believe that should be it for today. Thank you so much for showing me your thing, your Blorbos.
I am so happy I could show you my little scrunglies. Right, thank you so much for having me.
Now I'm wondering, like, should we do this again next week? Or should we attempt to do Killing School campaign next week?
Should we attempt? That's a great question. Oh my god.
Because for the last 2 times, it was double Infodumping, double Killing School campaign, double Infodumping, double Killing School campaign. So should we keep this train going?
I could see it working. I think that's up to whoever's turn it is to infodump next.
According to my spreadsheet, that is my partner.
Oh my god. Oh no, I am so...
So, I'm wondering if I'm wondering what he's going to do. If he's gonna play on... If he's gonna do football, or what's he gonna try to explain to me?
I was gonna say, I know he's a huge comic book dude, so that'll be fun. to find out.
That will be fun to find out.
Goodness gracious, lordy lordy.
I mean, I'm gay, but I love this man.
Yeah.
And whenever he talks about something that makes him happy, that just makes me happy too, because I love seeing him happy. I love hearing him
That's
happy.
just the spirit of the podcast, I think.
Mm-hmm. I get to listen to my friends talk about their hyperfixations, what makes them happy, you know?
It's the nature of the beast, and it's so fun.
If he can't really think of any... I mean, then again, I'm kind of hoping we do a Killing School campaign next week, because the Sunday after that, we would be together for 9 years.
Oh my god, that's so wholesome.
March 31st, the day before our 9-year anniversary, I'm hoping we would get an Infodumping session then.
Hell yeah. I learned to see what the two of y'all do.
Alright.
I will, Oh, do you care if I, plug the thing real quick?
Go ahead, you can plug anything you want. You can even go ahead and plug in your cell phone charger.
Okay. I tried to plug in my tablet before this, but the charger busted.
Oof.
I was gonna... fun fact, chat, I was gonna make a custom thumbnail for the episode, but apparently my tablet charger busted, and now it's dead, and now I hate everything.
Wah, wah.
Wah, wah. So if y'all are interested, I would like to give a special plug once again to the Stan Mako Twitter account, to my dear friend Lucy over at Silly Lily. I also have my own Etsy shop where you can, if you are also frustrated with the lack of ways to get official Vocaloid merch that isn't insanely expensive, you can check me out over at Circus Crow Crafts on Etsy.
Yeah.
I'm also under MaskedMewtwo pretty much everywhere on us. So, and that's it.
Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Hope